Here's why you play Zhuxin, the beacon of spirits in the mid lane. Zhuxin provides exceptional crowd control with her ability to slow, pull, and displace enemies, making her incredibly valuable during team fights. She also has excellent zoning potential as her second skill can continuously apply pressure from a distance, while her ultimate lets her engage and reposition safely. Lastly, Zhuxin has strong scaling damage, especially when she's able to stack her skills properly in extended fights. However, Zhuxin is very mana dependent due to her second skill consuming a lot of mana over time. She also relies heavily on positioning, as she needs to be in the right spot to maximize her damage and crowd control safely. Lastly, she is vulnerable to burst, especially from assassins or mobile heroes who can bypass her zoning tools. Zhuxin's passive, Crimson Butterflies, allows her to gain Crimson Butterflies based on the mana spent each time Zhuxin channels her second skill. When the channeling ends, the butterflies gradually disappear, each restoring a portion of her max mana. This allows her to recover some resources after extended perks or trades. Zhuxin's first skill, Fluttering Grace, attacks in a fan-shaped area, dealing magic damage and applying a soul snare stack to all enemies hit. At the same time, enemies are slowed and Zhuxin gains extra movement speed temporarily, allowing her to either reposition or chase effectively. Zhuxin's second skill, Lantern Flare, allows her to move her Spirit Lantern while holding the skill, dealing repeated damage to enemies in its range while applying stack of Soul Snare. Once an enemy here reaches 10 stacks, they are pulled into the air. When the skill is released, any captured enemies are thrown to a target location, dealing magic damage to all enemies there. This ability is vital for zoning and disrupting enemy formations. Zhuxin's ultimate, Crimson Beacon, blinks to a target area and gains a shield. Upon landing, she creates a field that lasts for several seconds, dealing damage over time and applying soul snare stacks to enemies every second. This ultimate is excellent for initiating peeling or repositioning in critical moments. A typical combo for Zhuxin is to begin for ultimate to enter a favorable position and apply early stacks. Follow up with the first skill to slow enemy team, then use the second skill to build up stacks to disrupt the enemy. Try to pull in and throw group type enemies to maximize your team's follow-up potential. Moving on to builds, I usually build Rapid Boots, Clock of Destiny, Glowing Wand, Wishing Lantern, Blood Wings, and finally, Ice Queen Wand. These are the emblems that go along with this build. As for battle spells, the best battles for Zhuxin, in my opinion, are Sprint or Flicker, offering her additional mobility to reposition during or after casting her skills. Zhuxin is strong against heroes with low mobility and short range such as Purple and Koopa and Cyclops as they struggle to escape her crowd control and zoning tools. On the other hand, she is vulnerable to high mobility burst assassins like Fanny and Saber who can dive past her abilities and eliminate her before she can respond. She synergizes well with heroes who can offer early crowd control and peel such as Bellaric or CC and benefits from allies with sustained damage output like Kimmy who can take advantage of the chaos she creates in fights. You should unlock the second skill at level 1, prioritize upgrading the second skill first followed by the first skill and most importantly upgrade the ultimate whenever available. Zhuxin is a late game powerhouse so your goal early is to play safe and focus on farming while poking with your first and second skills. Use the second skill to zone enemies from objectives or choke points. It's excellent for controlling space and forcing enemies to reposition. Try not to hold the skill for too long as it drains mana rapidly. Wait until your enemies are grouped or stacked with Soul Snare before releasing it to maximize its impact. Her ultimate is a fantastic tool to either dive into the fight or escape, so use it wisely depending on the situation. Don't be afraid to flank in team fights if you can safely blink into a blackline cluster. Finally, always keep an eye on your mana levels as overusing your second skill can leave you dry in crucial moments despite your passive regeneration.